Are you new to Final Fantasy XIV? I'm sure you've heard the gambit of, oh, wait till you get to Heaven's Sword. Shadowbringers is so peak.
Endwalker is the best expansion ever!
But what about A Realm Reborn? The base story of Final Fantasy XIV's first 50 levels. Ugh, it's so slow. Too many missions, not enough Y'shtola screen time.
Free to turn to sucking my butt.
Allow me to be the non-judgmental player and give you a little TLDR of A Realm Reborn story in case you decide to just open your wallet to Yoshi P and buy a skip ahead.
Michaela, they have to experience the story themselves and read every cutscene, hear all the extra side stories, spend hours replaying Sastasha.
Shh! Do you hear that? It's the sound of new players running back to Honkai Star Rail to avoid that very idea. Whether you use this video as a lore refresh or to catch up with your friends who are well into Dawn Trail, do know that this won't be a full in-depth storyline of every single thing that happens in ARR. This nutshell will only give you the bare-bones storyline that will help you not wonder why the world you're in is both beautiful and on fire at the same time. If you want to experience it in full, just play the game. But otherwise, let me TLDR this for you. Before you join the game, the world was ravaged by a war between the Garlean Empire, the bad guys, and the Eorzean Alliance, a collection of 3 large countries that make up the main location landmass of Final Fantasy XIV called Eorzea, Gridania, Ultima, and Limsa Lominsa. Making this as simple as possible, the Empire wants to commit genocide for purity and uses an ancient dragon god to try and destroy Eorzea. However, a man named Louisoix calls on the power of the 12 gods and the friends he made along the way to stop the attack, giving up his life in exchange. The aftermath severely damages the Empire, and both war sides retreat to lick their respective wounds. Due to the massive destruction left by the war, the Eorzean Alliance disbands, and the 3 countries focus on their own issues for a while, dealing with refugees from the war, the native tribes being disrespected, and other things that are totally not relevant in the real world today. 5 years later, you decide, no, Mom, I'm not going to college, and venture to one of the 3 countries of Eorzea to become an adventurer. After choosing a class and learning how to smack around small animals, you are conscripted into the Scions of the 7th Dawn, the friends Louisoix made along the way. Their job, stop the summoning of godlike creatures called primals across Eorzea and create peace. These primals can brainwash people into becoming mindless slaves, so it's kind of a big deal, I'm just saying. However, because you're clearly the main character, you are immune to being lobotomized because you have the power of the Echo, a gift granted to you by the Mother Crystal goddess Heidelin to block primals from making you their bitch, and once in a blue moon see flashbacks to see things that are convenient for the plot. You trying to brainwash my warrior of light? Nah, bitch, I gave them the ability to hear, feel, and think. Listening to the Scion leader Minthilia's request, you give some primals a good old smackdown and manage to convince the countries of Eorzea that maybe they should actually maintain their pseudo-United Nations agreements for the greater good. At the same time, you catch the attention of the real bad guys of the game. The Scions, a bunch of weird spiritual beings with no physical bodies who love to rage bait harder than a frat group with a podcast. They're the reason why the Garlean Empire became the bad guys for reasons you'll learn later, just trust me, bro. By this point, the Empire has licked their wounds clean and rebuilt themselves under the rule of Darth Vader, Gaius Van Belsar, with the same goal to cleanse and conquer Eorzea with the power of violent gentrification. You keep killing primals, learning they are summoned by native tribes through the power of strong prayer and a mountain of energy-filled crystals. But while you weren't looking, the Empire attacks the Scions in their headquarters and captures some of them in hopes that you'll try to rescue your new friends. Cause, you know, they can't just track you down and ambush you all at once themselves at level 40. Because you have a brain larger than a peanut, you ignore your friends and keep going for the primals, targeting the newest threat, Garuda, the wind primal. Due to how windy she makes the area around her, you need an airship to bypass her gusts. And oh my, Minfilia left behind a hint on how to find one before she was captured. Convenient. You follow the hint to find Sid, a Garlean expatriate who joined Eorzea's fight against the Empire, but went into hiding after his airship, the Enterprise, crashed into the frozen lands of Kurthus. With the help of Alphino, one of Louisoix's grandkids, you make your way to the outskirts of Ishgard to try and find the Enterprise. You find an ally willing to help you find the ship in House Forton, one of the noble houses of Ishgard, and wind up getting involved in some of the politics while you're there surrounding religion and dragons and blah 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 heavensward foreshadowing. But eventually you do find the airship, repair it, crash into Garuda's territory, and whoop her ass halfway to Sunday before she gets resummoned because fuck you. To rub salt into the wound, Gaius appears and taunts everyone in the 60-foot radius for being basic bitches, causing the summoning of Titan and Ifrit, 2 primals you already kicked to the curb before. Thanks, asshole. This was the goal, however, as Gaius uses the situation to reveal his secret weapon, Ultima, an ancient machine made by an old civilization known as the Allegans to kill and absorb primals for power. He proceeds to kill all 3 primals as if he bought the level skip item in the Moogle shop and pieces out, now fully charged to attack Eorzea once again. Alphino, Cid, and you assemble the Eorzean alliance and start attacking several Garlean strongholds to weaken their forces. With many of the side villains out of the way, you go after Gaius and finally rescue your captured friends. It is then you learn that one of the Ascians, Lahabrea, was the one in charge of poking the Garleans to become assholes, and he has taken bodily possession over one of the Scions, Thancred. Eager to save him and stop the Empire, you defeat Gaius' inner circle of generals one by one and proceed to beat the hell out of Gaius and his weapon. Midway through the fight, Lahabrea uses one of the hidden features of Ultima to cast the spell Ultima to try and kill you with a big kaboom. However, you got Mother Crystal Goddess Hydaelyn to protect you because you're her brave little spark and you need to survive all the way to EVERCOLD. So you brush off the spell and defeat both Gaius and Lahabrea, pushing the Ascian out of Thancred with the power of Hydaelyn's light. Gaius is defeated, Lahabrea fucks off, the Empire retreats again, and the Eorzean alliance claims victory once more. And that's it! That's all of A Realm Reborn before the patches leading to Heavensward. I could go into those patches, but I really want to keep this short and sweet. Hopefully this helps you as either a refresh or a catch-up spark note so you can finally join your friends in Final Fantasy XIV. If this genuinely makes that bridge easier, then I'll try to make nutshell explanations for other patches and expansions. After all, while I will always recommend just sitting down and playing the game, not everyone can devote hundreds of hours into playing catch-up, especially with EVERCOLD releasing in January 2027. Until next time, fellow warriors of light, may light guide your way.